In pure Jay-Z fashion, MVP made his debut for AEW for All Elite Wrestling last week at Dynamite Grand Slam, and he did so by interrupting the management team, or the manager of former AEW World Heavyweight Champion Swerve Strickland. And this just sets up the possibility of bringing Bobby Lashley into AEW. But that's going to take some time. That's going to take a few more steps in the current storyline that I think AEW is building when it comes to these two men interaction last week. Because MVP made it very clear. MVP said that Swerve Strickland needed new management. He blamed Prince Nana for Swerve losing the world title to Bryan Danielson at All In, and then getting his childhood home burnt down to the ground by his fiercest rival, Hangman Adam Page. And the fact is, Swerve Strickland is not cleared to compete. Hangman Adam Page is still running around on a weekly basis on AEW TV. Two very starking contrasts between Swerve and his rivals, and that's something that MVP was trying to communicate to the audience at home, communicate to the audience in the stadium. Now again, we still have to wait for Swerve Strickland to make his return. We still have to wait for any backstage interaction between Prince Nana and Swerve that might lead us to believe that maybe Swerve might turn on Prince Nana and join MVP. And frankly, there should be some teases to that at least. But overall, we're going to get to the point where Swerve Strickland, being one of the top baby faces in the company, is going to stick by his current management in Prince Nana. He's going to deny MVP's offer to do business, to join his future stable. And that's going to cause MVP to bring his destroyer, his client, his unstoppable machine into All Elite Wrestling. We know him as a former 4-time TNA World Heavyweight Champion, a former 2-time ECW World Champion, a former 2-time WWE Champion. Bobby Lashley's AEW debut is imminent. And it's something that's very exciting. It's something that opens up a lot of possibilities. Full Gear, maybe even all the way to World's End. Most likely World's End. We're going to get Lashley versus Swerve Strickland. And it's a feud, it's a rivalry that's going to benefit both men. It's going to keep Swerve Strickland in the limelight. It's going to give Bobby Lashley a top opponent to face off upon his debut in All Elite Wrestling. So all in all these steps, all these little seeds planted from last week's interaction, fantastic on AEW's part. There's a lot of people talking about how Shelton Benjamin might make a debut for AEW as well. Coming into the fold, reuniting that Hurt Business, only this time in AEW. And by all means, build up a stable to face off against Swerve Strickland. Swerve is the babyface. Fans want to get behind Swerve Strickland. He's that damn over in that company. So by all means, build up a stable, Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, whoever else you have on that bloated roster. And that's the only issue I have with Bobby Lashley coming into AEW at some point in time. AEW already has a tremendously bloated, talented, but bloated roster. And even though they found a way, and I commend them for that, they found a way to introduce him in a very high profile status, to introduce him with an actual purpose, what's going to happen after that. Because there's only one top spot in the company, and there's only a second top spot that's feuding with the world champion. You can't, with so many debuts in the company, with so much talent in the company, you can't utilize all of them to their fullest extent. You can't always have every single one of them in the main event seat. So that's really the only issue I have with AEW always relying on debuting brand new top stars, new signings. That's the only thing I find a little bit of a what do you call it? Of a con to their plan, to how they manage their business. But overall, again, this feud, this rivalry has plenty of chapters to still be written. It's not the end of it. Can't wait for Swerve to return. Can't wait for MVP and Swerve's first interaction, see how that goes. And then eventually, we're going to get Bobby Lashley making his debut for AEW, and we're going to set up that blockbuster of a match between Bobby Lashley and Swerve Strickland, hopefully, on pay-per-view. So with that said, what are your thoughts on MVP making his debut for AEW last week on Dynamite Grand Slam? Are you excited by the possibility of Bobby Lashley finally making his AEW debut? Or do you think maybe MVP is the one who might get in the ring? You never know. Leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions in the comments section below. My name is Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.